Last month, everyone living at a 22-bedroom boarding house in Mount Eden was served eviction notices with just 2 days to move out, on health and safety grounds. Bryan Watling had been at St Albans Lodge for about 7 years, after 15 years living rough in the city centre. He says the boarding house became unsafe when squatters took over most of the rooms.
Just the wrong people moved in, and just a lot of strange, like you'd wake up at 3 a.m, go to the toilet or something and walk out of the room and be total strangers stand there, eyes wide-eyed, from the meth use. And it's kind of scary at times, because you just don't know what state of mind they're in.
Bryan Watling says he got clean of meth 12 years ago. He started spending his days out to avoid the place that had become his home.
Like I'd go back from going into town or something, and there'd be a bunch of people in the kitchen spotting on the stove. I think Malcolm, he had his room broken into by a couple of them. And it was just constant swearing and yelling.
He says some squatters took the doors off shared bathrooms and kitchens to sell. Can you describe the state of the common areas when you left St Albans?
Looked like a hurricane had gone through the place. It was terrible. Like I'd walk out of my room, there'd be boards with nails sticking out. Yeah, it was shocking.
St Albans Lodge is earmarked for demolition. It's owned by a developer and managed by Charlton Property Management. Fred Offer owns the property management company and feared for the residents' safety because the fire alarm system had been repeatedly broken.
At any time, if a fire was to arise, no one would know about it. And so we took it on our own to actually just remove the tenants and house them, rather than having something happen to them during their stay at St Albans.
He says he didn't want another Loafers Lodge tragedy. This week, a man is facing court, charged with murdering 5 people by setting fire to the Wellington boarding house more than 2 years ago. Fred Offer says the 5 St Albans tenants were offered rooms at a nearby boarding house. His company manages 8 boarding houses in Auckland and has its own stringent policies and standards, given tenants are often vulnerable.
Well, first of all, every tenant gets a tenancy agreement. All the boarding facilities have healthy homes. A lot of the ones that are commercial have BWOF. We do have extra security and boarding managers.
Yeah, everything's pretty awesome here. No complaints.
Bryan Watling says although the move was daunting, he agrees with the eviction.
Actually thought at one stage, if something doesn't happen, someone's going to get killed. That's pretty much how bad it was.
It comes as social services warn that hundreds of otherwise homeless people in Auckland, including families, are turning to these lodges which are unregulated. Lifewise Chief Executive Haitu Barrett says it was hard to find housing for the St Albans Lodge squatters.
People were given 2 days' notice, which obviously caused huge distress, and we were able to help some of those that were placed into other accommodation. But that's how it is in the boarding home environment.
Hey guys, welcome to my room. Right here I've got the ensuite, which is basically a toilet and shower and sink and whatnot.
It's been 3 weeks since Bryan Watling moved from St Albans Lodge. His new place is an upgrade. He has an ensuite. Having a clean, quiet place to stay leaves him almost speechless.
Oh mate, yeah, I couldn't explain it. It's just grateful really, yeah.